Hello and welcome to Makanori, where I'm reading to you from the Headhunter, which is volume 1 in my supernatural crime thriller series, and my protagonist is Ellie Lawrence. And we're up to chapter 13, and it's all about after the concert now. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. I hope you've got yourself a cup of tea or coffee, whichever takes your fancy, or something stronger maybe, depending when you're listening. And settle in, and this is chapter 13. Fantastic, weren't they? Vicki said, hopping up and down as they waited in line to get backstage after the gig. I can't believe you've done this, Ellie muttered as she stood, arms folded, back to the wall, staring at her feet. For God's sake, Elle, it's only a bit of fun. Do you remember that? Fun? Oh, ha ha. Hilarious. How long is it since you've actually been out and had any fun? Vicki asked, her bounce composed for a moment as she stood with her hands on her hips facing Ellie. I go out, Ellie said, squirming under Vicky's intense stare. Going to the cinema on your own does not constitute having fun. Ellie opened her mouth to respond when a burly security guard loomed up behind Vicki. Vicki Stevens, Ellie Lawrence, he said, his voice gruff. That's us, Vicki said, spinning around and issuing him a huge smile. Ellie rolled her eyes. Come with me, please. Mr. Walker has sent me to get you. Ellie and Vicki followed behind the hulking figure. And Ellie heard the snide comments from the multitude of female fans as they passed them. Do these all have backstage passes? Ellie asked the security guard and he snorted. Ha! No, they're just trying to get in with the band, see if a flash of titties or legs or even pussy will get them in the trailers with the boys. Seriously, girls really do that? Oh yeah, they do it. This is a fairly small crowd. The boys love the attention and there's always plenty to go round for the rest of the crew. That's disgusting, said Ellie, wrinkling her nose. And yet it happens, he said. Jarrod doesn't do it, Vicki said, and the security guard snorted. He doesn't, he told me. Ellie heard the edge creeping into her friend's voice and she took hold of her hand. Of course he doesn't do it, honey, Ellie said, squeezing Vicky's hand. He's the worst, the man continued, clearly having bypassed sensitivity school. All the girls love Jarrod. He's so kind and gentle, he mocked. He's only winding you up, Ellie soothed and prodded the man, hoping he'd take the hint, but he didn't. Just telling you how it is, he said. Don't want you girls getting the wrong idea. You look fairly intelligent, but when it comes to this lot, well... He drifted off, standing to one side, extending an arm to the door of a trailer. Mr. Walker's trailer, he said, and left. Vic, look at me, Ellie said, grabbing Vicki by both arms and shaking her. Vicki looked up, tears in her eyes. I'm sure Jarrod's not like that. How can you be sure? You've not met him, and that guard can make up stories, can get the wrong idea, can have a multitude of reasons. Hey ladies, over here if you're ready for a threesome. I know I am. Jar usually waits for my leftovers. Vicki tensed as the self-assured voice travelled to them from the next trailer. Ellie turned to see a dark-haired girl exiting the trailer, straightening her skirt as she did so. Jack Callahan stood in the doorway, all 6 feet 3 inches of toned, naked torso and tight, rounded backside, clad in spray-on trousers, which he was buttoning up as he called over to them. His floppy, dirty blonde hair fell across his face, giving him that sultry, come-to-bed look, which did what it said on the tin. He looked up from his buttoning and fixed them with a crooked grin. Hey, Vic, didn't know it was you, but the offer still stands, he said, sweeping his gaze over Ellie, making her shudder. Ignore him, a deep, gentle voice sounded next to them. Hey, baby, the man said, coming down the steps and pulling Vicki into his arms. Ellie saw Vicki tense, and she winced. She knew what was coming. The man released Vicki, a look of concern on his face. Are you okay? Vicki nodded and stalked into the trailer. Hi, I'm Jarrod. You must be Ellie, he said, extending his hand and engulfing hers in his. Hi, Ellie replied, looking up into his sea-green eyes. I can definitely get lost in those, Ellie thought, even without taking in the cropped, spiky hair and tanned, chiselled features. Is Vicki okay? Jarrod asked, bringing Ellie out of her schoolgirl trance. What? Yeah, she's fine. No, actually, she's not. Your security guy was going on about all the girls you guys have back in your trailers. Then Romeo over there went on about you having his leftovers. Ellie nodded towards Jack's trailer, letting the sentence tail off. That's just talk. She knows that. Jack and Rob are the groupie addicts, not me or Jay. Yeah, but Vicki needs to know for sure. She isn't the most confident and... Yeah, I know. I sensed that as soon as I met her, despite the front she puts on. I can assure you, though, Ellie, I wouldn't do that to her. Ellie considered him for a while, and then she nodded. Do you know what? I think I believe you. You coming in? We'll be ready to leave soon, I hope, Jarrod said, casting a look at Jack's trailer. Nah, I think I'll pass. He's not really my type. Can you make sure Vicki gets home okay? Yeah, sure. Great to meet you, laughed Ellie. She talks about you all the time. You too, Ellie said, and turned to leave, thoughts of her pyjamas and a good book forefront in her mind. And that's it for this week. So tune in next week where we're actually going to hear a little bit from the Headhunter itself. So I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.